Books. Favorite books from when I was a kid. I gotta compress this because there are a lot. I started pulling books off of my shelves because I never get rid of any books. I got a lot. This is gonna be kind of quick. Mad About Madeline by Ludwig Belamus. Little story, girl, house in Paris, covered in vines. I love this. There's a TV show briefly, and I still have everything in this entire book memorized. And according to the inside cover, I don't know if you guys can see, it was a Christmas present to me from my mom and dad in 1999. So my cat, Stanley. Meow. Okay, hon, I come get you. Hey, honey. Come here. Will you... Sorry, guys, my cat showed up. Stanley, say hi. It's the internet. No, you don't like it when I do this. Oh, now you're good. You are just the worst. Stanley, you're gonna hang out? Okay. Calvin and Hobbes, the indispensable Calvin and Hobbes. Stan, this isn't going what, baby? Calvin and Hobbes. This is actually my brother's copy. I stole it from him. Never get back. Sorry, Peter. Magic Treehouse. I owned every single one. They took up so much space on my shelf. They were worth it. I can now... They used to take forever to read, but now I can read them in like 10 minutes. We have improved, haven't we, Stan? Anything by Roald Dahl, I loved. My teacher in grade 5, she always used to scare me in this edition. I remember being terrified of this when I was a kid. My teacher read Matilda to us in grade 5, and I loved it. And I fell in love with Roald Dahl, and I read everything. Yeah, Stanley. Mm-hmm. Anything by E.B. White. He is the one who wrote Charlotte's Web. Also, this book, The Trumpet of the Swan, the Trumpet of the Swan, which I actually liked better than Charlotte's Web. Oh, people are going to be so upset about that stamp. Oh, what? Bookmark. Oh, no. My friends and I, we used to make these bookmarks, and we would, like, put clear packaging tape. So I have my name. Put clear packaging tape over it so it's, like, laminated and special. But that fell out of that. That's cool. Oh, my goodness. Look at this. Stanley's just chilling. Do you like books, sweetie? Yeah, you don't know. Oh, okay. You're going to... What else? My Side of the Mountain by Jean Craighead George. It's a story about a boy who runs away from New York City because he doesn't like it, and he goes to the mountains, and he builds like a tree fort, and he lives there, and it's totally awesome because I love camping and nature like when I was a kid, and I was like, oh, you are so cool, I wish I could do that. And then his parents show up like a year later. I'm like, oh, our 8-year-old's gone missing. Bad parenting, I know, kidding. Little House on the Prairie. Huge Little House on the Prairie fan. Laura Ingalls Wilder all the way. I was a pioneer one year for Halloween. My mom made me a bonnet, and I had a dress. I loved it. But looking back, these are not, like, politically correct books at all. They talk about, like, then Ma had to, like, shoot an Indian, and I'm like, oh, dear. It was different back then. It was different, but still good books. Still good books. Shel Silverstein. I've always pronounced it Silverstein. If it's wrong, don't correct me, because of my childhood, and don't correct my childhood. Loved everything by him. The City of Ember by Jeanne Duprat. They actually made a movie of these books. Hey, they made a movie. It was okay. I didn't like it because I got so used to, you know, when you make a story in your head and the voices sound different and the people look different, and they made a movie and I was kind of meh. But I read this a long time ago. And, oh, I used to sign my name on the inside of all my books. I'll cover up my last name so you don't know who I am. Can't find me. Just kidding, you probably can. You clearly know how to use the internet. And I drew a happy face because that was cool. Kitty. All of the Dear Canada books. This one's Footsteps in the Snow, The Red River Diary of Isabel Scott. I love those. Big Mouth and Ugly Girl by Joyce Carol Oates. We actually read this in grade 9 English, but I read it in grade 5. My mom gave it to me. About awkward high school girl. I wasn't even in high school yet, but the awkward years were coming. It was like, my mother was preparing me early. I wasn't, she just knew. She knew what was gonna come. Prepare me for the awkward years. Oh, God. Of course. Nancy Drew. I had a huge Nancy Drew thing going on when I was a kid. This one was my favorite. The Clue Whistling Bagpipes. Look at how cute. I actually really wanted to kill just like this because of this cover. And it was, I don't know, I love these books. I actually, I dropped that on my cat. You didn't even wake up. You didn't even wake up when the mummy dropped a book on you. I know, I'll stop. I am just the worst. This is a nonfiction book. It's called Ladies of the Field, Early Women in Archaeology. I borrowed this from a friend when I was really, really young, and then I finally got my own copy. But it's little stories, like, that's exactly what it sounds like. It's early female archaeologists. And seeing as I am studying archaeology right now, I clearly never grew out of the phase or my love for it, and this book was a large part of that. So, follow your childhood dreams, because sometimes you just don't grow out of them. Angus Thongs and Full Frontal Snogging by Louise Renison, the George Nicholson books. Hilarious. I still love them. I still reread them when I'm feeling nostalgic. Oh, Flowers in the Attic by V.C. Andrews. I don't know if... Okay, these are like my mom's copies from when she was in high school. They're like older books. Not that you're old, Mom, but you know, you're older than I am. So it's about this like lady, and she like leaves her children locked in an attic with their mean grandmother while she like goes and marries some rich guy. She told bad mom, and like, oh my God, it's creepy as hell, and like people die and they try and escape but they can't, and then oh it's creepy. And then unfortunately, because it was creepy, that started a whole like, all I wanted to read was like horror novels, and this was around grade 7 or 8, and that's the first time I made the mistake of reading The Shining by Stephen King, and it terrified me. This book gave me nightmares, but I couldn't stop reading it. It was so good. And then, you know how in the movie, even and stuff like that, there's always like, you know, the hallways, and they're all scary and blood everywhere. Okay, my bedroom is at the end of a hallway, and I live in a really, really like over 100 years old kind of farmhouse. It's creepy, and it scares me, and I'm still scared of hallways to this day. And so thanks, Stephen King. Excellent book, traumatizing as hell. Then that also led to Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton. As you can see, my cover is literally falling off, and I've rewritten my name like 50 billion times, but you can see it's in really bad shape. But the thing is, though, is that when books are in bad shape, I just see it more as they have been loved. They have been loved, haven't they, kitty cat? Oh, that's okay. Babe. Oh, don't put your butt in my face. Okay, we'll do it anyways. So, Michael Crichton, Jurassic Park. Along with archaeology, I'm a huge paleontology geek. People out there who know what I'm talking about, I know the difference between archaeology and paleontology. I'm studying at university. Don't get all up in my business. I'm sorry, I like literally just finished school. And so I'm still all in like that, you know, angsty student mindset. And I'm like, it's summer. To calm the fuck down. Okay. Oh, I don't know if I should swear on the internet or not. Oh well. It just happened. Little Women by Louise May Alcott. This is a classic, and it's actually a good one. Even though, like, people die, and it's really sad. One of my favorite parts of this was that, like, the beginnings of every chapter had little tiny drawings. which I thought was really cute. Even though it was giant, it didn't seem intimidating because it was so good. So this is one classic that I could actually get through as a child. I never really read like The Secret Garden or any of those classics for kids because I just found them kind of boring and not interesting. But I really like Little Woman. That's the Inkheart by Cornelia Funk. She's German, so I think that's how you say it. I know a bit of German, but not enough to pass. I probably pronounced that wrong. I'm so sorry. But this is actually part of a trilogy. I would show you the other ones, but I'm actually using them as a tripod right now. There's a giant stack of books on top of my desk. Fancy. But this is cool. It's about a book, and you read it, and the book comes alive. There's like a whole book world, and as a reader, I found this book really, really awesome. And the main character, her protagonist, her name was Maggie, which sounds like Maggie, so obviously I loved it. And this whole author, she wrote a bunch of books, like Dragon Rider was one. I have a ton of them, actually. The Thief Lord. I have more books over here. Wee! And tons downstairs in my living room, too. But I'm too lazy to walk all the way down there right now. Maybe someday. But, this has been, oh my gosh, it's over 10 minutes. Oh, I tried to compress it so much, but then my cat showed up. Stanley, you're looking, do you have to lick your butt on my bed? Baby, I sleep here, honey. Okay, you don't even want to pay attention to me. Cats. The internet. Like, there you go. Look at that. I'm so hip with the kids. That's really it. I've wanted to make this channel for a long time, and now I'm finally doing it. I'll probably do some sort of get to know me tag, so I'm not just some person talking to you about books all the time. You'll actually know stuff. It's very depressing. And I promise I'll learn how to edit videos in the next one. And I'm gonna try and get it down to under 12 minutes. I'll lock my cat out of my room. So until next time, I hope you all have lovely weekends and weeks and whatever's applicable to when you're watching this video. Bye.